Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Dong Report, where I give out my favorite home run picks for the day. The MLB came back from the All-Star break yesterday. I had 6 picks that I gave out, 6 players to hit a home run. We only, unfortunately, got one of those players to cash. We ended the day 1-5, down about 0.5 units, so not horrible. What really sucked about yesterday was that Brandon Nimmo we had on the Dong Report. I got an alert from Twitter saying that he hit a home run. I was super psyched. That was pretty awesome. Plus 700 odds was great. Turns out they ended up ruling that a ground rule double, or excuse me, a double, not a home run. They took it away, which was just a terrible feeling. Would have been an awesome day if we had gotten him to cash, but we did not, and we ended the day down 0.5 units. That brings our total Dong Report profit down to $25.25, 25.25 units with an ROI of 6.45. As for today, I identified 4 players that I absolutely love to hit a home run. Real quick, before we get into it, a couple things to note. Number one, if you're not already, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That stuff helps me out a ton as I attempt to grow this, and make sure to turn notifications on so as soon as a new video, whether it's MLB, I'm doing a bunch of football stuff for NFL season, make sure to turn those notifications on. And then I also have a membership option for my YouTube channel as well. So if you're interested in becoming a Jedi and training, check that out. It's the very first link in the description of the video as well as the pinned comment. But that's enough of that. Let's get into these home run picks. So as I mentioned, I have 4 for you guys today. Number 1, we're going with Joey Votto to hit a home run. That is at plus 400 odds at FanDuel. Now keep in mind, I guess I should say a note here is that every single one of these plays is going to be on FanDuel. So go ahead and log in to FanDuel. But Votto was a player that we went with yesterday. Unfortunately, we did not get him to cash, but we are going back to the well with Votto today. For those of you that have been following along with me for a while, you've seen a trend where we've had a player hit a home run the day after we have them in the Dong Report. So obviously, we are hoping that Joey Votto doesn't do that today. Despite not hitting one yesterday, all the power numbers and how on fire Votto, that I mentioned Votto was going into yesterday still applies, just one day removed from not hitting a home run, which is a weird game because that game was, in terms of weather, projected to have a ton of runs, ended up being a super low scoring game. So I kind of wonder if the opposite is going to happen today. It's going to be super high scoring in this Reds-Brewers game because it's another absolutely astounding weather day, specifically for home runs and then for runs in general. So I like backing Votto to hit one today after not hitting one yesterday. Next up, in the same game, Brewers versus Reds, we are taking Willy Adames to hit a home run. That is at plus 340 odds, also at FanDuel. So he's another player that we had yesterday. And full disclosure, 3 of today's 4 picks we did have in the Dong Report yesterday. Now, to be clear, I don't always try to do that. Like if you follow, I'll sometimes have 1 or 2 players from the previous day. Today just ended up being one of those days where I liked 3 of the 4, so I went with that. Again, I mentioned before, truly an incredible weather game at Reds Stadium, great American ballpark. So we'll trust Adames to go yard for us today. Again, a lot of the power numbers and stuff that I mentioned yesterday still apply, just one day removed from that. So I don't necessarily want to repeat myself. Just know that Adames does have good power numbers, so we'll back him to hit a home run for us today. Next up, we got a play in the Dodgers versus Mets game, and it's the 3rd player that we went with yesterday, Brandon Nimmo, to hit a home run, plus 560 odds at FanDuel. I mentioned earlier that he did hit one that was called back, which was really devastating. I mean, if he had hit that, no matter what would have happened the rest of the day, we would have been profitable. So them changing that to a double, truly devastating. So we'll give Nimmo a chance to redeem himself tonight. Similar to the other 2 players that we went with yesterday, pretty much everything that I mentioned about Nimmo still applies. He started the year, only hit 4 home runs combined in April and May. Then he's hit 9 since then. So if you isolate his powers specifically since June 1st, it's very good. So I like for the trend of him to keep mashing to continue tonight. I mean, he didn't hit one yesterday, but obviously he hit a ball with a lot of power. So that's still, to me, it's still good news for us moving forward. So we'll trust Brandon Nimmo, to smack one. And then last play of the evening, again, in the Dodgers versus Mets, we're going with Francisco Lindor to hit a home run. That is at plus 470 odds also obviously at FanDuel. Now, finally, a player that we did not have yesterday. Now, on the year as a whole, Lindor he's just having a fine year at the plate. He's not really hitting for great contact, but he is hitting for pretty good power. He's got 19 home runs on the year, and he fares pretty well when you look at his advanced stats as well. He's got an ISO rate, which stands for isolated power, of 23.6%. That literally just measures how much power a hitter has. And then he's got a barrel rate of 11.7%. And barrel rate just measures how good they get contact on the ball, how well they hit the barrel of the bat. And if you're not familiar, ISO rate, anything above 20% is considered great. So obviously he's there at 23.6. For barrel rate, anything 10% and above is considered great. Obviously, he's there at 11.7. Now, this game is another very, very juicy weather game for home runs to be hit at Mets Stadium. So we got Lindor, we got Nimmo. Between the two of them, it feels like they're both going to hit a home run. Then we also have two in the Brewers versus Mets game. It feels like they're both going to hit a home run as well, making us have a 4-0 day. And that's all I got for you guys. So 4 players that I'm very confident are going to hit a home run. All we need is one of these bad boys to hit a home run, and we will be profitable. So if you are tailing, comment and let me know. If there's somebody that you like to hit a home run that I did not mention, comment and let me know as well. Other than that, remember to like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out the membership options if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.